Gold miner arrested with narcotic in Queenstown, Essequibo Coast. Police ranks on mobile patrol duty on the Essequibo Coast successfully apprehended a 36-year-old gold miner in Queenstown after he was found in possession of a significant amount of marijuana. At approximately 16:30 HRS yesterday, while in the vicinity of Queenstown's Backstreet, near the burial ground area, the officers observed Andre Peters, a resident of Queenstown Village, acting suspiciously. Based on their observations, the officers conducted a search of Peters' person, during which they discovered the illegal substance. Peters was immediately arrested and escorted to the Anna Regina police station. Upon arrival, the suspected cannabis was weighed, and it amounted to 71.5 grams. The substance was duly logged as evidence. Peters remains in police custody, and further investigations into the matter are ongoing. The police continue to urge the public to cooperate with law enforcement in the fight against illegal drug trafficking and abuse. Deputy Police Commissioner Calvin Brutus faces 201 additional financial crime charges, bail set at over $10 million. Newsroom, Deputy Commissioner of Police, AG, Calvin Brutus, already facing 31 financial crime charges, appeared at the Georgetown Magistrates Court today where he was slapped with an additional 201 charges, bringing the total number of charges against him to 231. Acting Chief Magistrate Faith McGusty presided over the hearing, during which Brutus, accompanied by a team of lawyers, was informed of the new charges filed by the Special Organized Crime Unit, SOCU. The charges pertain to financial irregularities involving hundreds of millions of dollars linked to the Guyana police force. New charges. The 201 new charges relate to the offense of liability of an official, making Brutus the first individual in Guyana to face charges under this specific offense. Bail details. Magistrate McGusty granted bail at $50,000 per charge, amounting to $10.05 million for the latest offenses. This is in addition to the $6.2 million bail imposed for the initial 31 charges. Prosecution standpoint. Prosecutors emphasized the gravity of the alleged financial misconduct, highlighting frozen accounts containing substantial sums linked to Brutus and his co-accused, including his wife, Adonica Alder. Legal defense. Brutus' legal team argued for reasonable bail, citing the financial constraints imposed by the earlier charges. Next steps. Brutus is set to reappear in court on January 17, 2025, for these new charges. Additionally, he is due to return on December 18, 2024, in connection with the initial 31 charges. The case also involves several co-accused individuals, including Adonica Alder, wife of Calvin Brutus; Sergeant Kevin George, Brutus driver; Asif Zafrali, a businessman. A report on their cases was due today but has been deferred to December 18 to allow the prosecution more time to prepare statements. The charges against Brutus stem from a detailed investigation by SOCU into alleged financial crimes within the Guyana police force. These include misconduct in public office, obtaining money by false pretense, larceny, money laundering, and liability of an official. SOCU acted on legal advice provided by the Director of Public Prosecutions, DPP. While Brutus has maintained his innocence, legal proceedings are underway to facilitate his removal from office in compliance with the law. Bartica Miner remanded to prison on armed robbery and multiple larceny charges. A 22-year-old miner from Bartica, Kobe Joshua Clay, also known as Kobe Lane, has been remanded to prison after appearing at the Bartica Magistrates Court today to answer a series of criminal charges, including armed robbery and multiple counts of break-and-enter and larceny. Clay appeared before Magistrate Tariq Muhammad, where the following charges were read. Armed robbery. Clay is accused of committing an armed robbery against Dorman Tobin. He pleaded not guilty and was remanded to prison. Armed robbery. In a separate case, Clay was charged with an armed robbery against Rona Tobin. He again pleaded not guilty and was remanded to prison. Break-and-enter and larceny. Clay faced charges related to a break-and-enter and larceny incident involving Shabika Syfox. He pleaded not guilty and was remanded. Break-and-enter and larceny. Another charge of break-and-enter and larceny was brought against Clay for an incident involving Vimalita Dupata. He entered a not guilty plea and was remanded to prison. Simple larceny. Clay was also charged with simple larceny committed on Ricardo Gonzalez. He pleaded not guilty and was remanded. Simple larceny. Lastly, Clay faced a simple larceny charge related to an incident involving Robert David. He pleaded not guilty and was remanded to prison. All matters have been adjourned and are scheduled for further hearings on December 13, 2024. Police investigating alleged rape and robbery in Amelias Ward, Lyndon. The Guyana police force is investigating a disturbing incident in which a 42-year-old woman from Amelias Ward, Lyndon, was allegedly raped multiple times and robbed of valuables and cash totaling 660,000 Guyanese dollars. The incident reportedly occurred at approximately 1:30 a.m. on Monday, November 18, 2024. According to the victim, an armed male suspect entered her residence through an unlocked back door and confronted her with a knife, demanding money and jewelry. The victim initially stated that she did not have valuables but later, fearing for her life, handed over 2 gold chains valued at 250,000 Guyanese dollars, 1 pair of gold earrings valued at 200,000 Guyanese dollars, 1 gold handband valued at 200,000 Guyanese dollars, 1 black and green flashlight valued at 5,000 Guyanese dollars, 5,000 Guyanese dollars in cash. The woman alleges that the suspect subsequently forced her downstairs, where he threw her onto a mattress and sexually assaulted her multiple times. After committing the acts and taking the items, the suspect fled on foot through the back door. The victim described the suspect as a slim-built male, approximately 6 feet tall, wearing short blue pants and a short-sleeved blue jersey. Police were notified and have since processed the scene. Investigators are reviewing CCTV footage from the area and are actively pursuing leads to apprehend the suspect. The Guyana police force urges residents to secure their homes and report any suspicious activity immediately. Anyone with information related to this incident is encouraged to contact the nearest police station. Carpenter injured in accident involving police constable. Newsroom. The Bureau of Public Safety is monitoring developments following a road accident on November 9, 2024, involving 38-year-old Carpenter Jagdeo of Zilugd, East Bank Essequibo, and a police constable driving motorcar pad 9163. The incident occurred along the Leonora Public Road as Purin was riding his motorcycle to work. According to reports, Purin had engaged his indicator and slowed down to make a right turn when the police constable, overtaking a truck, collided with him from behind. CCTV footage of the accident captured Purin being flung from his motorcycle, flipping several times before coming to a stop. Purin sustained injuries to his head, shoulder, neck, back, and knees, including a burst kneecap, which has left him unable to work or provide for his family. As the sole breadwinner for his household and father to 3 children, the accident has significantly impacted his livelihood. The police constable involved in the accident rendered immediate assistance to Purin and transported him to the hospital. Following the incident, the constable was initially arrested and placed on station bail. The investigation into the accident has been completed and is set to be submitted to the Director of Public Prosecutions, DPP, for legal review and advice. Statement from Jagdeo Purin. I was riding to work and had put on my trafficator because I had to make a right turn. Before turning, this guy came from behind, hit me, and flung me onto the road, Purin shared. I hope that justice will be served. The Bureau emphasizes that road safety and accountability are paramount. A transparent and thorough investigation is underway to ensure that due process is followed and justice is served. The public is reminded to exercise caution on the roads and adhere to traffic regulations to prevent such incidents. Updates on the case will be shared as they become available. Leader of the opposition criticizes government over power generation and grid stability. Kaider News. Leader of the opposition Aubrey Norton, addressing a gathering in Calcutta Mahayakoni, Region 5, on Sunday, asserted that the government has failed to effectively manage Guyana's power generation needs, resulting in frequent blackouts despite the country's rapid economic growth. Norton emphasized that the Guyana Power and Light (GPL) grid could have been stabilized by now if the government had adhered to the previous administration's plan for power generation. He argued that during the APNU plus AFC government's tenure, the grid was strengthened and additional power was secured to meet growing demands. He criticized Vice President Bharrat Jagdeo, accusing him of misinformation about the APNU plus AFC administration's contributions to the power grid. Norton stated, "Every time I hear the name Bharrat Jagdeo, one thing comes to mind: liar the liar. This is a man who tries to tell the world that we added no power to the system between 2015 and 2020. Norton clarified that the 33 megawatts of power that the current government claims as an achievement was purchased under the APNU plus AFC administration, although it became operational under the PPP government. He further highlighted that during the coalition's tenure, reports and plans outlined the need to increase power generation by at least 20 megawatts annually to keep pace with demand, but these recommendations were not followed by the current administration. The opposition leader also called for a more rigorous approach to governance, including feasibility studies, which he said are critical to effective decision-making. He referenced past PPP-led projects such as the Skeldon Sugar Plant and the Fiber Optic Cable Initiative, labeling them as failures that lacked proper planning. If you are going to run the country properly, you have to have studies to understand the problem, dissect it, and to understand what you need to do, he said. The criticism comes in the context of the government's recent announcement to rent a second power ship from Carpenter, which is expected to add 60 megawatts to the grid over a 2-year period. Norton contended that this move, while addressing immediate needs, underscores the lack of foresight in managing Guyana's power generation challenges. Bureau of Statistics commences labor force survey. The Bureau of Statistics is pleased to announce the recommencement of the Guyana Labor Force Survey, GLFS, a quarterly household survey designed to provide essential insights into the country's labor market. This survey captures key metrics such as employment, unemployment, and underemployment, contributing to a comprehensive understanding of national labor trends. The GLFS is conducted across all regions of Guyana, targeting individuals aged 15 and older, irrespective of employment status. It gathers data on several areas, including household composition, demographic characteristics, internal migration, education, vocational and professional training, job search activities, income, and work hours. Trained enumerators, equipped with official Bureau of Statistics identification badges and tablet computers, will visit selected households to collect data. 2 types of questionnaires will be administered. Household questionnaire, administered to 1 respondent per household, covering topics such as country of birth, duration of residence in Guyana, educational attainment, and school enrollment status. Individual questionnaire, administered to all household members aged 15 and older, with questions on recent employment activities, job-seeking efforts, and availability for work. Individual interviews are expected to take approximately 20 to 30 minutes each. The findings from the GLFS will provide vital national labor force indicators. These insights will enable the government of Guyana to address employment-related challenges, develop targeted labor market policies, and implement programs aimed at promoting economic growth, enhancing training opportunities, and fostering job creation. The Bureau of Statistics urges all selected households to participate in this critical initiative. Your cooperation and truthful responses are essential for accurately capturing labor trends and informing policies that support national development. The Bureau is committed to safeguarding the confidentiality of all data collected, in accordance with the Statistics Act. Information provided will not be shared in a manner that identifies individuals or households. Results will only be published in aggregated or summarized form to ensure privacy.
That's how they raise money. Have a policy, announce it for everyone, and then they just go. It's applied when they pay their bill. And I believe that foreign companies should be excluded from any waiver of any of these things. The foreign-owned companies. Why should we be giving rich foreign companies that make a ton of money waiver of their taxes in the city when this is something that they sign up? It's not like part of a fiscal incentive. So when they have an agreement with the government, that's very different. These are property taxes. That's very different. That's it. So I don't understand. And they get a free pass.